Hello, my name is Miguel, and today I'm gonna make for you beef soup. Not red pea soup, not no other soup, but beef, strictly beef. So you're gonna need beef, boneless, soup meat, any kind of beef. And some of the other things you can use, which I don't have today, is corned pork. You can use corned beef. You can use chicken foot. I'm going to use three or so, 4 chicken foot in it. The chicken foot gives it body. It's just to add body to the soup. And it's optional. Optional. I'm not going to tell you the proportion. There's no set rules on how much yam or pumpkin or whatever you can use. I'll just advise you visit my website jamaicadinners.com for the ingredients. So we're going to use yellow yam, Irish, sweet potato, pumpkin, scallion, scotch bonnet pepper, ripe, whole, beef, and soup meat and so forth. Salt, white vinegar, thyme. This is thyme. I put it in the refrigerator, freeze it. We're going to use dry basil, dry parsley, clove, whole clove. Pimento seed is optional. You know, the pimento seed in the soup can be an interference. The pimento in the soup can be the way at times. So it's optional, or remove it in the end. Beef ready in rosemary. And if you want, you can add a little oregano, a little bit, and a little bit of marjoram, just a little bit, like a pinch, just to spruce the taste up. First things first, prep your meat. But because we're using chicken feet, we're gonna work through that. We're just gonna cut these toes off. We're gonna pressure cook the beef for like 15-17 minutes. I'm going to put the seed. It doesn't matter if it dilute, because you shouldn't really show it in the end. So you just put that aside. Now the beef, I had it in the refrigerator. Got up this morning and defrost it. So you just want to cut it in chunks. Don't wash it, don't rinse it, just cut it up. So somebody that was debating with me whether I should. If you wash beef, you make the area contaminated, and plus you wash out it. You kind of wash the flavor out too. It's not good to wash beef. Talk about they rub it, the bushers, put it on the floor and all that. It's okay when it's cooked, it's on a stove. So the objective is to use a lot of beef. If you're using corned beef, just taste it in the end before you add salt. And so with the corned pork. So you add that. Some chicken foot, and that's 4 cups of water. I'm gonna put some more. Alright, so now we're gonna pressure cook it for a little while. I'll put to eat pots, a pressure cooker pot. Just allow it to simmer. So in all, I added 6 cups of water. sure the lid is on properly. Just plain water. Once it starts to whistle, we're gonna time it. Okay, I know I said it before, but the rule of thumb with soup is that we don't use onion in soup, so we use scallion. So you're gonna beat this, strip it, clean it properly, and beat it on the surface, and then put it in. One of the things that tastes really nice in beef soup and pea soup is sweet potato. Alright? And if you have corn, not corn grains or seeds, but corn, if you have corn, you can cut it in quarters or half and put it in with the beef. If it's the tough corn, you can boil it. If it's a small portion, you can pressure it with the beef. But if you're cooking like a big pot, you just drop it in the pot and just let it boil in the beginning. And noodles, we're going to use some noodles. This is chicken noodles. We're not using cock soup. We're not using cock soup or anything. This is just noodles with a little chicken. It's really soup mix, but it's noodles. It don't have the chicken taste, and we're not going to use all of this. We're just going to use a portion just to give it body. Alright, I must have you know, for me to do this tutorial, the soup beef tutorial, I did go around and ask. I live in Jamaica, so I asked people that work, this is what they do for a living. One lady she works in a daycare and she cooks every day. You understand? So I do get great advice before I go ahead and give these advice to you. I don't just give you off my own opinion. Only thing that I do different, the only thing that I do different is the herbs, which works out the best to be best anyways. It's the only thing I do different. So just to let you know. So I'm doing this just for JamaicaDinners.com, so you can have the right thing. Just so you know. I have another video that I call cow soup, but with that cow soup, it's not the beef, like the muscle of the beef. It was like the cow ears, tongue, every little thing, because my friend, he knows somebody who work at a butcher, and then he can get those scraps and so forth from him for a very, very small price, or even free. So sometimes weekends when they have little parties, they just cook the soup. If you want to know how to do cow's soup, just visit the website. There's a video for that. Alright, this is starting to build its whistle. Don't do that. I was just gonna say, but don't do that. Once this is up, if it's giving problem to pressure, check here and make sure it's straight right here. Yeah. Put your stove gauge on 4, which is medium low, and now allow this to pressure for 15 to 17 minutes. Remember now, I didn't add anything to this, just plain water. Don't add no salt, don't add anything. So like how I told you that I am doing my research, I'm asking around, and I'm questioning the rights of the people that cook these meals the right way every day for the families and for people. So, having said, I want you guys to be really patient with Jamaica Dinners, because I'm going to bring all the meals eventually, but I only want to do the right thing. Just to say, if you don't have a pressure cooker and you don't want to pressure it, You can boil the meat with the cup of chicken foot. And remember now, the chicken foot is optional. In plenty water, up to about there, and boil it until the meat is tender. Just watch it and add water as it boils. Now after 15 minutes, turn it off, because you know what? Although we cut it in chunks, you do want the beef to break down in the soup, but you don't want all of it to break down in the soup. You still want to be able to eat beef. So I'm just going to allow this to cool. If you are in a rush, do not lift this up. That's going to make the flavor escape. So just put it over there and just allow it to cool. Or if you're in a rush, you just run this over tap water until it releases. Till it releases right here. Until it releases right here. You know, run this over top water, then once you hear, then you just open it. And don't open it with this, because trust me, this thing is like a weapon. It can hurt you or maybe kill you. I don't know, but I know it hurt a lot of people. Right, while we wait for that to cool, we're gonna prep the seasoning. Alright, we're gonna have 2 adds. One for in the beginning and one in while like halfway while we cook. So peel the pumpkin, peel the add 1, add 2. So peel this as thin as you can get it. Get the skin off. Alright. I'm gonna rinse this. Wait for us. Put in half of the ingredients, the seasoning in. The pepper now, just keep it whole and put it in the first and the second add. This is the pumpkin. I want to teach you guys something about the seed. The seed is good for men. Men, take it from me, I'm a man. This thing make your thing tough, and it give you a real, it enhances your drive. As for women, I don't know if it do. Both men and female has testosterone and estrogen, and have estrogen. But female have more estrogen, obviously, and male have more testosterone. But this enhances testosterone, and I'm sure it will help the female too, because you know, bass voice, hair that you grow on your skin is testosterone cause those. And other stuff. These are pretty small. Alright, the way to eat this is small still. You just bite. You can't get it. Just These are very, very small. But you just peel the skin off and get to the nut texture. Just peel the side off and just get to the nut. I wanted to show you it, but it break off. This is it. Then you eat this part. You don't have to dry it. I always eat it raw. When you use pumpkin, so with this now I just peel this because I'm gonna wash this. You see that small, still I'm gonna hard to eat. So I'm not even sure if I'm gonna use this. I just put this aside, rinse it out in water and get it. And get the seeds out. So peel it. You don't use pumpkin skin in soup to give it body. So just make sure you peel it properly. Don't peel off the pumpkin now. That's the skin. Thin. I know I kind of look awkward. I feel awkward with a knife, but that's how it's always been peeling pumpkins. You can never get a good grip. I think I'm doing good though. Peel it. Like I said, go to the website and get the proportion. But this is about half pound. I use about 3/4 pound. So you clean the inside out like that. This is first add. You use about that much more. Alright. The yam I'm gonna peel it last. And this I'm gonna peel it when I'm near to put it in. Now this has cooled. This is what the beef looks like. I want it to be tender, like that. So alright, this is what it looks like. That's the beef stock. It's starting to get the color, because to be honest, one of my concerns was the color, but the lady gave me the advice well. So put that back. So put the stove's gauge on high just to get the flame going, and once it comes to a boil we're going to turn it on 4, medium low. Put it on. We're going to go back to this. Alright. Oh, the water. That was 6 cups of water, so we're going to add some more water. So that's 8 in all. Just have 1 cup aside. If you need to add it, just add it while it cooks. So herbs time now. So add I want to rinse them out. So do that. make sure you rinse them off. Alright, so this is the first add. I'm doing this very organized. So add a teaspoon of basil in this, a teaspoon of basil in the second add, a teaspoon of dried parsley or fresh in one add. Parsley. Kind of mashed it. Let me just do it right. Oh, that's surface. It's gonna get us. Beat that. Dice the pumpkin. The pumpkin, you're not going to eat pumpkin, just want it to break out in the soup and give the soup body. Teaspoon of pimento seed in the first add. About 2, 3, 4 cloves. And 2 in the second add. Whole cloves. Whole cloves. Half a teaspoon, about 1 teaspoon, about half or nearly less than a half, 1 teaspoon of rosemary dried in the first add, and about quarter or half a teaspoon in. So now this is boiling away. The stove gauge is on 4. So now the first add all the ingredients. What some people do is just boil up the food. What some people do is boil up the food and then add the ingredients near to the end. But I find that if you add it twice, it gives the food more flavor. This is with natural cooking. Let's cover it and allow it. So with the first, this is the second add now. So I'll put all the pumpkin in, all in the first add. So now we're going to peel a yam to put in right now. Put some oil in your hand. This will prevent it from scratching your fingers, because it will. We just get like this and just peel it. Don't wash it or anything, just peel it and peel it and cut off. And cut off any muck. You gotta hold this very careful because it's slippery. Just slide and drop on the ground. So cut off these little things. Make sure no dirt is on it. As best as possible. slice them like this. Then we're going to add it. Just allow that to simmer. Now this, we're going to add it near to the end, or with the second add. So just cover these and put them aside. Add the white vinegar. Add the salt, tablespoon I'm using. If you're using salt beef, salt pork and all of those stuff, taste it in the end and then you add the salt to your liking. I forgot to add the garlic, so this is beef soup now, so you can add up to 8-12 garlic. If you're feeling under the weather, add a whole garlic head. If you just want flavoring, add about 6 to 8 garlic. Just strip them and put them in and mash them out. Some of the other ingredients that you're not seeing today that you put in this as well is carrot, chocho. Carrot them expensive to them. Just, well, I can't even tell you the price. That's the side say last day. I learned that from my mom, you know. Growing up, when the price is too high, leave it. We never used to use scallion that much when we were growing up. Sauce of onion and chocho. Alright. I'm promoting natural cooking, but if you wanna add any powder seasoning, which I think I'm gonna start putting on the website, just as for those who might still wanna cook a bit, you can add maybe a tablespoon of all-purpose, a teaspoon of tenderizer, that's the brown one, and we're definitely not gonna use seasoned salt. But if you want to use seasoned salt, just use a little pinch. Don't use seasoned salt though. I think that's it pretty much. And some black pepper, just like a pinch. That's just for those who want to use those type of things. Like I will put it in this lid. I'm gonna mash this. This is a ginger, piece of ginger. You can put a piece of ginger in it too. This is like quarter of a finger. Help flavor it. Smash these. Smash them. I'm doing this careful because it's a plate. Don't want to break it. But it's on a flat surface. Therefore, my stove very clean. You clean it properly. Mash all the pumpkin. Stir it. So it looks after about 6 minutes so far. Keep her covered. Alright, okay. The dumpling. I almost forgot the dumpling now. Alright, dumpling now. You can make round dumpling like those. You can make some fat dumpling like this. Or you can make some nice little spinners like that. If you're cooking for like a big family, use the big fat round dumplings or the round dumpling like that. Go to my website for the ingredients. But it's pretty much added. Flour, pinch of salt, and water, and just make this in a dough. I almost forget. Add the water slowly. You don't have to be in a rush. And if you had too much water, you can always add some more flour. So alright. So I'm gonna make some big fat dumpling. Like so. Some people make them bigger and far like so. Alright, so it's been about 15-20 minutes since it's been moved. So I add it on place. And this is what it looks like. After 20 minutes, mash these in, mash them up. The Irish and the pumpkin. And the garlic. They're gonna break out still, but pumpkin is what's gonna give it the color. Pumpkin. Beef, chicken foot I break out. We can even break out the chicken foot if you want. Just smash it out. Alright. Just cover that and allow it to simmer. With the stove's gauge on 4 still, which is medium low. I don't know if it's because it was near to Christmas or what, but damn. I mean, excuse my language, I shouldn't have said damn. I'm gonna edit that out anyways. The food was expensive. Foods. And everything was like nearly $500 a pound, or 4 something. Even carrot. Everything. When I weighed 1 piece of carrot, to give you a joke, me go in at the people market, go pick up 1 carrot, you know, 1 digga carrot, just because I wanted a carrot, just to show in the video. And the lady said, we are gonna do with that. So I said, I just want 1 carrot. How much a pound? She said, well, 200 and something a pound. So I said, I sell quarter pound. And she said, no, half pound. So I said, for 2 pieces of carrot, I gotta spend about nearly $300 for 2 pieces of carrot. I said, well, it can't stay. Goes back to my mom. When it's too expensive, make it stay. You see, if you don't have any one of these, any one ingredient, it's okay. It's not gonna spoil your thing. Except for onion, except for the main one. Except for the main one, scallion. Remember now, we don't use onions. Don't use onion in soup. Period. See, let's peel this. Peel it. Because I don't want it to break out. cut it thin. Again, I cut it so, and so. I cut them so. 3 pieces. Sweet potato kind of hard for cutting, but cut it. Just be patient. Alright. Now we're going to add it. So it's been about 30 minutes or 25. So add the sweet potato. And if it's mashing out, you can always take it out before it cook out. So we have this left to add, which we're gonna have in about 5 minutes or so. You see the pepper, the objective of the pepper is just for flavoring. It's just gonna give it a pepper flavor, but not hot. So our noodle, let's see what it looks like. Alright, as you can see, this is just chicken stock. It looks like chicken stock to me. This is a 60-gram pack. So we're using chicken noodles, not cock soup. It would be wise to keep your pot's lid on properly, because you don't want the steam, every minute you open it, the steam met some of the liquid dilute in the air. So keep the lid covered. Or keep the pots covered. Alright, it's nearly 45 minutes in. And this is what it looks like. Alright, this is the noodles. Add the noodles because you want the grainy stuff to cook out properly. Noodles take 5 minutes to cook, but the powder season. So stir that in. Stir in the noodles properly. And just allow that to cook. So you want this to be hard. You want the sweet potato. You want the sweet potato to be hard. So watch it. Okay, the carrot now. If you're using carrot, when it's completely finished, just dice the carrot and add it and cover the pot. You don't have to cook the carrot. The chocha, you can also do the chocha the same way if you want the chocha to be like chunks so that people can eat it, or you can add the chunks in the very beginning and allow it. You can add the chocha in the very beginning and allow it to break out in the soup. Okay, this is natural cooking, so we're not gonna add any flour, starch, no thickening agents to this. It's just gonna, the food itself gonna thicken it. So after a total of 50 minutes totally, add the second add the pepper and all of the herbs. stir that in. Remember to have a cup of water. If you need to add it, just add it half a cup by half a cup. If it starts to stick, but you want your soup to be thick, wait until you feel like the food is sticking to the bottom. So just cover it and allow it to simmer. The stove gauge is on 4 all this time, medium low. I feel like this might stick because it was almost sticking. This is rich, you know. It's a rich flavor, so I'm gonna add, in all I added 8 cups. So I'm just gonna put added half cup of water and just stir it in. Cover it. So just to recap, we pressure cooked the beef and the chicken, couple 3 pieces of chicken feet for 15 minutes. And after that we added 1 more cup of water. No, we pressure cooked the beef in 4 cups of water, and then we added in 6 cups of water, and then we added 2 more after it's finished. Then we added the first add of seasoning and allowed that to simmer for about 30 minutes. But before that we added the yam, diced pumpkin and so forth in the beginning. Then we made the flour dumplings, added those about 30 minutes in, and then we peeled the sweet potato about 40 minutes in and allowed that to boil. And then we add the second add herbs and seasoning, and then we'll cover, and then added half cup of water. Let's allow this to simmer. Now it's almost ready. Using carrot. So this took 1 hour so far. This is, you can take the seeds out. You can take the pimento seeds out. I put it floating on top. And also remove the scallion if you can, and the pepper. You don't want the pepper to burst. If you're not going to serve now, you can turn this off, and when you warm it up it will thicken. But if you're going to eat right now, just let it boil for about another 5 minutes, and then you can serve. Remove these if you can. Scallion. One more thing. Salt. Taste it. If it needs a little salt, just add a little. I'm adding just a teaspoon more because the noodles wasn't salty. Alright, so that's it. Turn the stove off. Now we're gonna serve. Let's see how much perfect it is. So this is what the soup looks like. Sweet potato, dumpling, the chicken for broke out, piece of yam, and beef, of course, beef, plenty beef soup. So this is strictly beef soup, not red pea soup, but beef soup. Alright, now I'm gonna toot my own horn and sample this thing for you. You know what? It's very thick. A really beef soup is. Nice. Tastes like a Saturday. A friend of mine came. So off. A friend of mine came to visit Jamaica, and he took me to his mom's place in Clarendon, and she gave me beef soup. At first I didn't want it because I noticed a sweet potato. Pumpkin is what gave it the color, and the meat is well cooked. I'm gonna sit down and have this. Enjoy. Visit my website and like and subscribe and big me up all over the world.